creating the new rooms, and allotting the rooms. Okay, yeah, I mean add fee details. Okay, these are the main features of admin. Okay, and admin can view something like, admin can view the users, admin can view the rooms which he created. Okay, admin can view the rooms also. Okay, so these kind of things admin can do. Okay, coming to the user can register his account into the system, and he can log in, and he can view his room. Okay, he can view his room, and okay, he can view his room, and okay, we can add something like view amount, due amount or fee amount, anything. Okay, view due amount. um, and we can give the option for changing password and changing phone number also. Okay, so here we are, we are using one mapping relation, which is a many to one. That means, okay, we are using many to one relation. That means one student or one room can have many, many students. Okay, one room can have many students, or many student, okay, be there in one particular room. That way we can say, okay, we are using many to one relationship in the project. Okay, and the another agenda of the project is, another important note about the project is, okay, we have to create the login. Okay, so we have to create only one login. Okay, we have to create only one login. So in the one login only, we have to divide admin dashboard and user dashboard. Okay, we have two types of users, right? One is end user, one is admin. So if the user logged in as a admin, so we have to take him to the admin dashboard. Okay, if user logged in as a basic user, then we have to take him to the user dashboard. Okay, this is our, today's agenda. Okay, so we have to segregate the login. Okay, if one particular person joined as a, user. Okay, so he must be redirected to the user dashboard. Okay, one person joined as a admin. Okay, he must be, okay, redirected to the admin dashboard. As of now, today, this is our task. We have to create the registration, and we have to, okay, i mean we have to divide the dashboard specifications. After login, we have to divide the routing. Okay, so in Angular, or in advanced technologies like Angular and React or Vue.js or anything, okay, we can call this process as a routing. Okay, we can call this project as a routing, and these kind of, routing things must be held on front end part. Okay, redirecting to some, if login is success, then redirect to this page. If login is failure, then redirect to this page. All these types of redirections are the part of front end designing. But as of now, we are not using any front end part, right? We don't have any front end technology with us, so that's why we are writing routing concept in Hibernate only. Okay, remember this. Okay, so this is the main task, right? And we are establishing many to one relationship. Okay, we are establishing many to one relationship. That means, okay, that means we have to, okay, create two different models. Okay, we have to create two different models. What are the two different models? Do you know anything? I think you can, so you get a clarity by seeing this. We have two different types of models. What are the two different types of models that we need to create?
Well, students and room.
Yeah, obviously. So I'm not saying this as a student. Okay, I can say this as a user. Okay, so student is a role of the user. Okay, so I'm creating user model and room model. Okay, I'm creating user model and room model. Room model can have something like these variables: room ID, room name, okay, room type. I mean AC or non AC, something like that. Room type. Okay, these are the variables of room. Okay, coming to the variables of user variable. Okay, obviously we need a user ID for sure, user ID, and we need a username also. Okay, we need user phone number, we need user password. Okay, we need user's address, where he is coming from, okay, user address, and user must be has user role. Okay, whether he is logging as a admin or he is logging as a student. Okay, we are having two different types of users to our project. One is end user and one other one is admin. End user is nothing but a student, right? So that's why I am creating a user role here. Okay, and the next one is after user role. Okay, we need a something like room ID. I mean, user has a room, na? So user room, and something like user fee details. Okay, user fees. Okay, these are the different values of user. Okay, we are creating a hostel management system, no? So that's why we need all these things: user ID, username, user phone number, user password, user address, user role, user room, and user fees. Okay, so these things we need. And to this particular user room, okay, this is the type of room, right? So we need a many to one relationship here. We need a many to one relationship here. Okay, yes. So sorry, these are the different models that we have. Okay, so let's create these models. And array, alright, guys, please don't mind, give me a moment. These people will call me on this. Okay, sorry. Hmm. Okay, so these are the different models that we need. Okay, is this clear? We are creating so much variables for user and room. Guys, are you clear about the models that you are creating?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's create these models, huh? And here we have a project, and we have so many things. Hey, hey. Uh, what is the project that we created? Okay, hostel management system, no? So this one is different. Hmm. So this is the packages that we have. Okay, so hostel management system main package, configuration, DAO, and DAO implementation, exception, model, service, and service implementation. We didn't create anything in the service. Okay, so that's why they are empty. Okay, so actually we are creating the models, na? So let's create the models here. Okay, we have two models. One is user model and another one is room model. Okay, so let's create the room model first. Okay, so I need a something like, private room ID, private int room ID we need. Okay, private string room name and private string room type, whether it is AC or non-AC, something like that. Okay, so we have a room model. Okay, now we want to create a table like this, so that's why I'm creating this class as an entity. Okay, entity. So import entity from persistence API. Okay.
Sir, we don't need dependencies left adding.
Oh, we didn't add any dependency.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry. So all of, I mean, everything we have to add in the pom.xml. I thought we added. Okay, let's add everything here. Okay, so we need so many files. Let's add everything. Okay, at one time only. So we need a Hibernate core for sure. Okay, we need a Hibernate core dependencies list. Okay, the first one we need is Hibernate core. Okay, the second one. What is the second one? Need MySQL connector, no? MySQL connector J we need. Okay, and we need Lombok. Okay, and we need a log4j logger. Log4j. Mm, we need. Do we need anything?
Maven, Maven depend.
Yeah, Java. I mean properties. That's not a dependency. That's a property. Okay.
So do we need to add the JUnit also? Because we are gonna do testing later.
Okay. Let's add JUnit also. JUnit 5. Okay. JUnit 5. I mean JUnit 5 platform runner and JUnit 5 some Jupyter engine. Okay. We need to add two things for the JUnit and anything else.
So do we need SL4J?
No, no, no. Log4j is enough. So just remove the SL4j. Log4j having everything. I just realized yesterday. Hmm. I think this is enough, right? Okay, let's add and add property property for JDK 17. Okay, we need to add the property also. Okay, these are the dependencies that we need to for our project. Okay, so let's go to the Google and new tab. So here we need to update Maven, you know, uh, compiler source plugin, compiler source target, source and target for Java compiler. And this we need these two lines. We have to add these two lines in the properties. It's not a dependency. Remember, we have to add them in a properties. And 17. Let's make it as a 17. Okay. Now we need to add. I mean Hibernate core and everything, na? So Maven Hibernate core dependency, and we are using the 5.6.11 only. Okay, I'm using the same 5.6.11, which is released in August 30, 2022. Okay, copy this, and we have to paste it here. Hibernate core. Now we need MySQL connector J, MySQL connector J also, and we can use a recent version. We are using 8.0.30 or something else. Do you remember anything?
28, sir.
28. Okay. Anything is okay, but better to use the already used versions. SQL connector J, and we need what we need Lombok. Hey, what wrong? Lombok, project Lombok, and we are using 1.8.24. Is it 1.8.24 only, right? Lombok version. Please check the Lombok version. I'm adding 1.18.24 maybe. Let's check with other. Versions are so important, man. Okay, actually we are using 18.22. It's okay. 1.18.22 or 24, anything is okay. Now we have to add log4j, Apache log4j, not Apache log4j core. Okay, which is not. We have to add Apache log4j only. Don't add core. Apache log4j, and we can use 1.2.17 only, and copy this. And after log4j, we need JUnit5. Okay, so type JUnit5. Okay, JUnit Jupyter API. We need to add Jupyter API and platform runner as well. Okay, so can you check the versions? Which version we are using? About, I think we can use the recent version. Let's check with slot one JUnit. Okay, we are using 5.4.0 and 1.2.0. Okay, which is 5.9. No, better to use 5.4 only. JUnit Jupyter API 5.4.0. JUnit Jupyter engine. Okay, we need a JUnit engine. Okay, let's copy these things. JUnit Jupyter engine along with JUnit platform runner. Okay, I'm copying this. Okay, so we added everything that we need. Okay, let's check with our Maven dependency whether all the things are downloaded or not. Okay, everything is downloaded. See, JUnit Jupyter API is added, Jupyter engine is added, platform common, platform engine, everything is added for, and log4j is also added, and Lombok is also added, MySQL connector. Okay, everything we have. Now we are ready to go. Hibernate core and everything. Okay. Okay, now we need to import the entity from persistence API that we already know. Okay, entity from persistence API, and we need to create this room ID as a primary key. So I'm make this ID as a primary key by importing the ID from persistence API, and we need all the getters and setters for our project. Okay, so type getter, import the getter from Lombok and setter from Lombok. Setter, and we need a toString method also. If you need, you can add toString. Otherwise, just remove it. Okay. Yes, we have entity getter, setter, and toString method for the room. Okay, this is our package. I mean room model. You can see the room model here. Now just add the comment. Okay, just add some comment. Room model to assign one room to multiple students. Okay, better to write the comments. Okay, getter, getters and setters from Lombok. Okay, Lombok. Okay, I think these are the enough. Okay, now we can develop the user model. Okay, now we have to create user model for sure. Okay, so when you are creating user model, we need some files. I mean, that means we need different values. No, we need these things for a user. Okay, So user ID, username, and so on. So okay, let's create the values. Private int user ID, private string username. Okay, and private string phone number, phone, user phone. We can say user phone. Private string user password. Okay, user address, user address, and private string user role also. We need a role of the user, and a private string, sorry, private integer. Okay, user fees. We need a user fees details. Okay, and we need a room. Okay, finally we need a room. Okay, room is the type of room. So private int room, user room. Okay, so user room is the type of room. Okay, room is a model that you know, and we can write. Okay, we can create. Okay, one room for the multiple users. Okay, so here I can write many to one. Okay, we are using one relationship called many to one. That means, okay, one user, sorry, one room can have multiple students. Guys, give me a minute. క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు వస్తుంది గొడవ. ఓకే, క్లాస్ ఎప్పుడు పోరా. Guys, give me a moment. Guys, are you getting any disturbances? Some
Yes, sir.
announcement. Yeah, just give me a moment. పోరా రే నువ్వు ఈడ యాపిల్ పళ్ళు. All these people comes when I'm in a class only, man. If I don't have any class, no, they won't come. So they only come to disturb our class only. Okay, I think it's much better, no? No. Priyanshu, is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. It's
Uh,
clear now.
these people are only come to disturb my, confidence, everything. Hey, I forgot what I'm doing. Okay. Hmm. Okay, what you're doing? We have to, okay, menu to one. That means, we have a many students and many students can be assigned to one particular room also. Okay, so that's why we are using many to one relationship here. Okay, so many to one imported from persistence API. Okay, and obviously we need an entity. Okay, import entity from persistence, and we need an ID also. Persistence. Okay, I think that's what we need. Okay, now we have to use the getters and setter for all the elements. Okay, so let's write getter, setter. Let's write toString also. Okay, import getter from Lombok, import setter from Lombok, and toString from also from Lombok. Okay, that's it. Okay, now minimize this, and here is our user class, user model. Okay, we have two model boys. Okay, one is user and another one is room. Okay, now we need to create some login and registration and process. Okay, to create a login or registration, okay, we need a configuration first, right? We need a configuration to create a configuration, no? So to create a configuration, we cannot use a basic hibernate configuration.xml file. Okay, sorry. Okay, So we cannot create XML file because we are creating a project, no? So in the real-time project, you are not allowed to create any XML file because it is not a secured one. So that's why we are using configuration, okay, Java file. We have one Hibernate utility file which will create, okay. So this particular, class will give us a sessions, okay. So this particular class can give us a session factory and also session. Okay, if you want to create a session factory, then you can call the method, and if you want to create a session directly, and you can call the method as well. Okay, so here we have to implement all the uh, you know all the things that we need to connect with the JDBC, I mean the database. I mean, we have to provide the URL, we have to provide the driver name, password, username, so on, so everything. Okay, so obviously we need a one particular session factory first. After getting the session factory only, we can create the session, right? So that's why I am creating a one session factory here. Okay, so create a session factory, private session factory. Okay, session factory, SES fact. Okay, session factory, SES factory, and import session factory from org.hibernate. Okay, we okay session factory as okay instance variable, because here I'm creating session, I mean I can create a different methods. That means I can create both static method and non-static method. So that's why okay I am creating this thing as a static. Okay, so we can use the static variable in any of the method. Okay, so but we cannot use the instance variables in a static methods, that you know already why. Okay, so here we have to create a one new method which is a session factory or get session factory or something. Okay, so public static, okay, so get session factory. Okay, public static get session factory, we have to add the return type. Okay, we are returning, okay, we are writing the, I mean get method, get session factory, na? So that means we have to return session factory from this particular method. So here we can return the session factory. Okay, we have to return the session factory. Okay, and yes, okay, we have to return session factory. That's why okay we are not written anything, so that's why it is showing an error. Okay, now okay, so I want to create a session factory if it is a null. Okay, I want to create a session factory if it is a null. So basically I created a session factory here. Okay, I didn't assign anything, right? So I just created the variable, so that's why session factory, SES factory has null. Okay, so here I want to create a session factory if it is a null. Okay, so session factory equal to null. Okay, if session factory equal to null, then only I want to create a new session factory. Okay, so maybe there is a chance of getting some exception, so that's why I need a try catch block. Try. Okay, again we need a catch also. Okay, so now we have to create something here. Okay, in the try block only we have to create the configuration and okay configuration for our project. Okay, so let's create the configuration here. Configuration config equal to or conf anything config equal to new configuration. Okay, we need to import configuration from Hibernate configuration. Okay, import configuration from org.hibernate.cfg. Okay, we imported configuration. Now we have to pass some properties. Okay, we have to pass some properties like username, password, so on, so things to the configuration. So here I can create a one empty property file. Properties. Okay, uh, I mean properties something like settings or properties dot pro. Okay, pro equal to new These properties is the part of utility. Okay, so we have properties in the utility function. Okay, we are importing the properties from utility package. Okay, now we need to set some values. Okay, we need to set some values. Okay, so we have to add the properties now we have to add the properties here. So basically it works as a map or something. Okay, so that's why we have to use a put method. Okay, instead of set we have to use a put method. Okay, so properties. Okay, we have to mention the properties here. Okay, so we need to set the environment variables for the okay configuration. So that's why I'm typing environment. I think spelling is wrong. Environment. Okay, environment. Import environment from no enevio. Okay, environment dot. Okay, so here we can mention the driver name. Okay, we need a driver environment dot driver. Okay, what is the driver name of our I mean SQL driver? We have to set the driver name. What is the SQL driver name?
com.mysql.
com.mysql cj
Very good. Dot mysql dot cj dot
jdbc
dbc dot.
driver.
Driver.
Right, like this. Is it okay?
Capital D, I think.
Drivers
Yeah,
D.
yeah, very good. B should be capital. Okay, and now we have to add the URL and everything. Pro dot put environment dot URL. Okay, we need a URL. So what is the URL of our project? I mean database. So JDBC.
DBC colon
Hmm,
MySQL
okay.
colon localhost
Localhost double
port
three zero
number
six.
3386
Hmm.
slash
Database
username.
name.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Database name.
database name.
database name. So we don't have any database right now, right? So let's create a new database in the okay my I mean workbench. Suggest me some name for the database, guys. What is the best name?
Management.
Okay, hostel management. Hello, workbench. Let's open workbench. Okay. Okay. Password. Hmm. So this is our interface. Now we can type something. Create database. Okay. Hostel same hostel management system. Okay, hostel MS. Okay. Now use hostel MS. Okay, success. Now show tables. Okay, we don't have anything in the okay hostel MS, so that's why it is empty. Okay, now we have to use this particular database name. So hostel MS. Okay, hostel MS is our database name. Okay, now we have to set the username and password also. O dot put environment dot username user user root is the username. Okay, and pro dot put environment dot password as well. Pass 905 and 906 is the password. Okay. Now we have to set something like uh, current session. Okay. So how is the current session and everything? So I mean yeah, we forgot to add the dialect. Dialect is so important, no? So yes, add dialect first. Pro dot put environment dot dialect. Okay. So dialect means, did you remember the dialect name?
MySQL 5.
No, yeah, but we have to specify the entire path. org dot what?
Hibernate
Oh,
dot dialect.
isn't it? Okay. org dot hibernate dot dialect dot uh, MySQL 5 dialect, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
MySQL 5 dialect. But I'm worrying about the upper
So
and
mine is
lower
also
cases.
capital.
It is also capital.
So
I mean,
and yes, Y is small.
okay, Y is small, but M is capital. SQL is a capital, must be, right?
Yes, sir.
And what about this D? D in dialect, small.
Yes, sir. Everything is
Okay,
alright.
okay. Because if you are having, I mean, if you forgot, no, so you can go to your old project. There we have Hibernate configuration file, na? So we can check Hibernate configuration file for clarification. Okay, so this is okay our file. Copy this, copy and paste. That's it. Okay. Now we need to set some, current session. How is the current session and everything? So environment dot current session context. Okay, current session can be worked as thread. So here we can mention thread. Okay, now show SQL and update. I mean HBM to DDL. Those things we can add. Okay, so I don't want to show SQL. Okay, environment dot SQL or show SQL. Show SQL is false. I don't want to display any SQL. Okay, and so that put environment dot HBM to DDL. What is the use of HBM to DDL here? Do you know?
Creating table.
Yeah.
Table
What are the
update.
different values of HBM to DDL?
Create and update.
Yeah, we have to update. Okay. Don't use the create, guys, because if you use a create, no, so it will, I mean, it will replace the existing table. But if we use update, if the table is exist, then okay, it just update the values. If table is not exist, it will create a new table. So that's why update is the best one for HBM to DDL. Okay. Someone joined again. Indupriya, so late. Okay, so here we have to set the properties for our configuration, na? So set the properties for our configuration. Config dot set properties. Okay, so here we have properties in the pro. Okay, properties pro. Okay, now we have the, I mean, perfect configuration. Okay, now we can create a, I mean, now we have to add some dot annotated classes. Okay, in the entire project we are, I mean, we are using only two tables, we are using only two models. So here we can add something like this: config dot add annotated classes. Okay, one is user dot class and another one is room dot class. Okay, room dot class. These are the two things. Okay, we have to add the models to the add in the add annotated class. Okay, So this is, I mean, this is very important. If you didn't map the thing, okay, it will raise an error for sure. Okay, so here we have to build the session factory by using this configuration. Okay, so session factory equal to config dot build session factory. Okay, we build one session factory and we have to return one session factory because here we mentioned, okay, return type as a session factory. No, so that's why we need to return this particular session factory. Return session factory. Okay, and if some issue is happen or if some issue is there, then we can return null. Return null. Okay, so I think these are this is enough. Still we are having some issue. What is the issue? Okay, okay, so I mean return the session factory here after if. Okay, return session factory. Let's remove all these things. Returning one session factory. Okay, now we have a one session factory. No, after having the session factory, okay, I need to create a get session also. Okay, I want to create session also. So here I'm creating a one new session, I mean one new method. So public static. Okay, I want to return the session from this particular method, so I can call this method as a get session. Okay, so we have to return one session by calling get session factory. Get session factory dot, okay, uh, open new session. We are opening a new session and we are returning that, and we return the session from hibernate package. Okay, so this is the session we have. See, we are using the static method also, that's why we are calling directly. Okay, that's why we are calling directly. Now we have a officially we have a session. Now we need to create a register button and log it. Okay, so see guys, we created a room model and we created user model and we created hibernate configuration, okay, by using the java file. Okay, hibernate configuration by using java file. Now we have to create a DAO structures for login and register. We have to create a DAO structure for login and register. Okay, so let's create. So here, okay, I want to do one thing. Okay, so you know, uh, my flow of my project will be, okay, so we have a one main class now. What is the main class? Did you remember? We have one main class as a app because this app has the main method inside. So this app is the, okay, starting point of our project. Okay, so app is the starting point of the project. Okay, so from this app, okay, from this app I will read, okay, selection of operation. Okay, either register or login. Okay, so I will read an option for this: select register or login. Okay, so if user press 1, okay, I have to call the register. Read over. Just give me a moment. Today is Tuesday, no? These people will call us. create login register service. Okay, I will create a one service for login and register. So I will, okay, redirect. I mean, I will go to the register method. Register method of the login or register service. If okay, user press two, case two, then okay, again I am calling login and register service for sure. In this login and register service, okay, I want to call login method. Okay, so in the app file, okay, in the app, okay, in the main file, I'm not doing anything. Okay, I'm just reading the okay opinion as you want to register or you want to log in. Okay, so select any operation. Okay, if you press one, okay, I will call the register method in the login register service, and if you press two, okay, so I will call login method in the login register service. Okay, so that's what we need. Okay, so we have to name login and register service. Okay, so obviously we have two. I mean, we have two packages. No, we have okay login management service package and we have service implementation package. In service that you know already, we have to create I mean interfaces. I'm creating one interface which is named of login and register. So login register. This login register have two methods. One is public void login register login.
Sir, your voice is breaking.
No, I'm saying okay. Let's check that. Okay, I'm having good internet. Hmm. Is this okay, Priyanshu?
Yes, sir.
So public login one method. I want to create a register method also. Public void register. Okay, so see guys, this is the register. Okay, this is the services. Okay, it's not a it's not a controller. Okay, it is a service, right? So we need to implement the DAO structure for these things. Okay, we need to implement DAO structures for sure. Okay, we will implement DAO structures later. Okay, after creating the service. Okay, this is the login and register service. Okay, so these are the abstract methods. We need to implement these abstract methods in our implementation package. Okay, so in the in the service implementation package, we have to create a one class as a okay login register implementation. Login register implementation. Okay, so let's click on the finish. So this login register implementation implements implements login register service. Login register. This login register is a one interface that you already know. So here, okay, we have a class and I have a interface. Okay, so we are, we are creating the child class for the interface. So that's why we are using implements keyword, and we have to import this login and register from service. Okay, import this. Okay, we imported this. Okay, this particular class has okay this particular class must be has the methods of interface, right? So you can click on the add unimplemented methods. So we have two unimplemented methods, one is register and one is login. Okay, so as of now, okay, I'm creating, I'm just writing some basic output statement. Okay, dot out dot println. I know we cannot use system dot out dot println. Okay, we didn't configure the log4j properties now, so that's why I'm using this. Okay, just for checking. Okay, how it is executing and everything. Okay, system dot out dot println. So welcome to register. Okay, and here in the login, no. So I want to do the same thing, just for checking. Welcome to login. Okay, these are the two different methods that we have in the register implementation service. Okay, now let's go back to our app file. This is our app file where we are having the main method. No, so the main method, the thing, the class which has the main method is known as the main class that you already know. Okay, so here I'm creating the object for the login and login register service. Okay, so here login register service. Okay, actually we can write implementation. Okay, something like LR. Okay, LR, login register, login reg, new login register IMPL implementation. Okay, we have this. Now we have to import this package. Yes, we imported the package. Okay, guys, now you can see this login reg. Okay, login reg registration has two methods. Okay, one is login and another one is register. Okay, we have two methods. We can call these two methods in the switch case. Okay, it's okay. But actually, we need to implement the data abstraction, right? We need to implement the data abstraction. So you cannot directly create a object for your class. Okay, here I am creating the object. Okay, for interface with the type of. Okay, so here I'm creating the object for login and register with the type of interface. Okay, this is a method over, sorry, this is a polymorphism concept. Na? So did you remember the polymorphism, runtime polymorphism? We can create the object of parent class with the help of child class. Okay, so login and register is the service. Okay, if someone wants to see the login and register class, okay, he can directly click on this now. So if he clicked on this, okay, so he has only abstract methods, he confused for sure. Okay, so you cannot see the actual code of login and register. So that's why we are doing this thing. Okay, now we want to read the output. We want to read the, okay, some input from the user for the selection of operation. Okay, so that's why we need to write some loggers. Okay, we need a loggers for sure. Okay, so before using the loggers, we need to create the properties for the loggers now. So here click on the hostel management and right click and click on the new, go to other, here type for properties. Okay, type for properties, click on the properties. Okay, and click on the next. Okay, so here, okay, we have to create the properties in the resource folder. Okay, so hostel management system, and in the src we have a main, and in the main we must have a resource folder, but we don't have any resource folder. So that's why I'm creating the, okay, file at main only. Okay, select the main. In the main folder we want to create another folder with the name of resource, right? Resources. Okay, resources. Now you can paste log4j properties, log4j. Okay, and click on the finish, and it is showing resource folder does not exist. Do you want to
Sir,
create
screen
it?
is paused. Sir, your screen is paused.
Mm, can you redo, Nishant? What do you want to redo? Still
Sir,
my
your
screen is
screen
paused.
is still, yes, sir, still paused.
Okay. Okay, give me a moment. No. Okay, I think it's okay. No. Guys, Priyanshu, is this okay?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Okay. And Nishant, you want to redo this particular properties file? Okay. Close this. Okay, we don't need anything. Okay. So first thing we need is, okay, we need to create the properties for the log4j. Right. We already added log4j in our form.xml. So we need to create the properties now. Okay. So to create the properties of log4j, right click on the project, go to new, click on the other. Okay, so here type properties pro. Okay, so we have a JBoss tools web. Okay, click on the properties file and click on the next. Okay, so here, okay, in the hostel management we cannot create, we have to create the properties in the resource folder. So that's why, okay, so xhms, in the src we have a main, in the main we have we are already having the resource. Okay, click on the resource. Okay, okay. Okay, now we have to create log4j properties here. Log4j.
Sir,
Okay,
in hostel MS or XHMS?
hostel ms. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So I
Yes, sir.
think I clicked on the wrong one. Okay, hostel ms. So we need a properties file. And click on next. And yes, we have. That's what I'm thinking. We didn't create a no main and source. No? Hmm. So here we don't have any resource folder in the main. So that's why I'm creating, I mean, I'm selecting the main here. Okay, in the main we need a resource folder, no? So type resource here. Okay, slash type resource. Okay, now, okay, we want to give the name of the file, which is a log4j. Okay, don't change the file name. Okay, and click on the finish. Okay, so it is asking one issue. I mean, so resource folder does not exist. Do you want to create it? Yes, I want to create the resource folder and click OK. Okay, now we have the log4j properties file. Okay, so here in the log4j properties, okay, so we can add the properties. I know, I mean, I mean, I already had the properties, no? So I sent already the properties to you and just copy these properties. Okay, paste it here. That's it. Okay, so we pasted the log4j properties. Now we have log4j with us. Okay, just close this file. Now in the app, create a log4j file. Static logger. Okay, logger log equal to logger dot get logger. Get logger. Here we have to explain the I mean the class name. We are using logger in the app dot class, so that's why I wrote a class here. Okay, now we can use the logger for sure. Okay, log dot info. Okay, here I want to print one message. Okay, hostel management system system. Okay, I want to print this thing in the middle of the screen, so that's why I'm using tab. I mean tab space. Okay, now we have to read the input for the user scanner, scanner bs equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, import scanner from utility package, and now we can print one statement, log.info. Okay, press 1 for, press 1 for register your account, registration. Okay, and press 2 for login. Okay, press 1 for registration and press 2 for login. Okay, now here I want to read the input from the user. So int operation equal to, okay, bs dot next int. Okay, now we have to, okay, we have to go through the switch statement for sure. Switch OP. Okay. If the case is one, if user press one, we have to call the registration method, right? So registration method is the part of login and register service. Okay, registration method is the part of login and register service. So here you can type something login and registration dot. Okay, register method register. If the user press 2, that means if it is a case 2, then we can say something like this login and register dot login. Okay. So yes, we have, but it is showing some issue. Why? Okay, arrow cases in supported from Java 14 onwards, sir. What did you write?
You don't update the project, sir, I think.
Yes, sir. I think
Oh,
we don't update the project.
we have to update our project from 17. Sorry, from 1.5 to 17 we have to update, no? And go to Maven and update the project. We need a force update and click OK. Why it is taking long time? Okay, the error is gone now. This is what I want to do in the login and register service. Okay, now let's compile this code. Run as a Java application. We have so many files, but still we are using Java application. Mm. Hey, what is it? Hey, who are you? Done? Okay, I just want to run the code. But who is this one? What? J-tree example. Okay, run as a Java application only. We need to run this particular file as a Java application. Run as Java application. Okay. Okay. Something will happen, na? So info hostel management system. See, when you are using the loggers, these things are irritating us, na? Com dot hostel management main. Okay, these things are the default by the logger. Okay, so that's why we are not getting the perfect output as we are expecting, right? So these are irritating us. Okay, so I want to remove these things. Okay, main info com dot hostel ms dot app. Okay, I want to remove these things. Okay, so that's why. Okay, let's go back to our log properties. I mean log4j properties. Where is it? Hmm. So we have main. Okay. Target resources annotations. Yeah, we have a log4j properties here. So in the log4j properties, okay, let's remember this particular five lines of code for the console. Okay, these things for the console. Okay, but these things, these four lines for the log file. And here I want to rename the log file, okay, to hostel management log. Hostel management log. Okay. And here we have a one property, na? Here we have one property called conversion pattern so and so. Okay, so where we are having percentage d, Okay, percentage 5p so and so we are having that lines na. So let's remove these things. Okay, just add only percentage m and percentage n. Save this. Now rerun our code. Okay, rerun our code and delete this demo application because we don't want to create a demo application. We want to create some hostel management logger. Okay, now you can run this file now. Hmm. So we have to run this on the, okay, run as a Java application. Okay, now you can see. Okay, we got the output. Na? So actually we are not getting hostel management system in the middle of the screen. Okay, so let's print this thing in the middle of the screen. Okay, let's add some backslash t's. And add it. New line. Okay, now we can run this. Okay, hostel management system. Press 1 for registration, press 2 for login. Okay, so here I can press 1. Okay, I'm pressing 1. 1. Now it has to display welcome to register. See, it is displaying welcome to register. Now press 2, welcome to login. That means, okay, we successfully, okay, I mean, configured the service methods. Okay, so it is redirecting to this particular methods, right? So it is okay, no? So how we are redirecting from app file to service file. Okay, we are redirecting from app file to service file. Okay, so I created a one object for the service implementation, and so I used the switch cases to configure. Okay, is this clear, boys, what you are doing? Is this
Yes,
clear for
sir.
everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Where we use interfaces and where we use classes.
See, login and register, we have two packages here. We have com.hostelmanagement.service. Okay, so this service file has a interfaces and service implementation. Okay, com.hostelmanagement.service implementation. Okay, it has the classes. Okay, implementation package has the classes and normal service has the interfaces. Okay,
Okay, sir. So we use interfaces only in the package service or
yeah.
any other package.
No, only service. And we have a interfaces in the DAO also. This admin DAO, hostel DAO, user DAO. We have a DAO files, no?
Yes, sir. So in the DAO package also we use
DAO package
interfaces.
also we use because these two are the main packages, because where we are doing all the stuff, right? So that's why I created an interface and normal classes to achieve data abstraction.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Got it, sir.
So we have to remember everything, we have to remember everything. Okay, we have to remember the core concepts Java, we have to remember Hibernate, we have to remember SQL. We mixed a lot of things, no? So that's a process. Okay, yes, in the login and register we want to read some values. Okay, so again I want to use the logger here. So I'll copy this line. Okay, I will copy the logger from this class to login and register implementation. Yes, login and register implementation as a logger. Now we can replace the output statement with log.info. Info. Welcome to registration. Okay. Now we can ask him to enter some details. Okay. Log.info. Okay. So enter username or his name. Okay, so we have I mean user package, no, user model. So we want to read, okay, username, user phone number, user password, user address. Okay, I want to read only these three things. Okay, by default I can set the user role. Okay, so we are setting the user role as a customer or a student or anything. Okay, and admin can add the features, right? Admin can add the features, and room allotment is also added by the admin. Okay, these things can be added by the admin, so that's why I'm not reading these three things from the user. Okay, I want to read only these four elements. And id, okay, id should be unique. Okay, id should be unique, so that's why we can use something like auto generation. Okay, we have generated value, no? So here we can use generated value for the id, generated value, so which is an auto increment. So strategy, strategy spelling strategy, STAR or RA, strategy, STRA,
RA
yeah,
TG.
strategy, EGY, right? Strategy equal to, hmm. Now we can type something generation value, or I forgot, generation. Okay, let's import the generated value first, then we'll get some suggestions. Generation value or generated value, I forgot. अरे यार, I forgot. Generation dot. Let's search in Google. Generated value generation Hibernate. Hmm, generation type strategy. Okay, generation type equal to. Hmm, hmm, hmm. No. Guys, did you remember anything? I think we have notes, no? In the notes, I think I can't, right? Or we can check our previous project. See, I am very bad at
Well,
remembering all these things.
generation type dot entity.
Generation type dot entity, huh? Yeah, thank you. The sequence, yeah, we need an identity, which is an, I mean, obviously, identity, yes. I'm forgetting everything in these days. I have to do something. Hmm. Okay, so generation type identity, no? Yeah. Mm, now we can read these four elements, okay? Username, user phone number, user password, and user address. Okay, let's read these things. Enter username, string bs equal to, okay, actually we forgot to use the I mean scanner. Okay, I want to create a scanner as a static variable, because in the login also we need a scanner elements, because to login we need a username and password, right? So that's why I'm creating, okay, scanner as a global value. So every global value must be a static for sure, because we can have the different methods. We can have either, okay, uh, we can have the something like, static methods and non-static methods. So that's why here I'm creating a static variable. సో ఎవర్రా మీరంతా నేను క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడే వస్తారు, నేను క్లాస్ చెప్పేటప్పుడే వస్తారు అంతా. System dot in, we need to import the scanner from utility package. Okay, now here we can read string uname equal to, okay, string uname equal to something like, bs dot next. Okay, and log dot info, enter password, or create password, okay, which makes sense. User pwd equal to bs dot, obviously next, which is also a string. Now we want to read something like, log dot info, okay. We want to read the phone number, na, enter phone number, okay, string u phone equal to bs dot next, okay. Username, password, phone number, and what is the fourth one? Address. Log dot info, enter address of yours, okay. String u address equal to bs dot next, a bs dot next. Okay. So we have four, I mean, we have read four elements, okay. Now let's create a one user variable, okay, one object for the user. User u1 equal to new user, okay. We are using the model here, okay. We have to import the user ms, okay. Now guys, you can see, okay, I am setting u1 dot, okay, set user name, okay, username is uname, and u1 dot set user password is u password, u dot set u dot set phone number is user phone number, u1 dot set user address is u address, okay. We have, okay, setted some values. Now, okay, we no need to set the id because id is auto generated by the hibernate. And here, okay, I want to add some other values also, okay, that is user role, okay. We want to add user role as a student, okay. So if someone created his account through our system, so we have to make him as a student, okay, because admin, okay, no one can create a account as a admin, okay. Everyone is a student, only admin, okay. So we are the developers can create the admin by using some sql or something, okay. So I will explain how to create the admin and everything, okay. So right now, if someone, okay, if someone is joined as a user, okay, someone is joined as a user, okay, so the user role is student, okay, remember. And the room, okay, we need a room also, user room, na, user room. So by default user room is null, okay, because admin can add the user, I mean, admin can add the room. And this is expecting some issue. Mm, okay, let's do something. We can make it as a null. Okay, u1 dot. Hey, this is the issue. I am getting some getter. I am using the getter. Here we have to pass the null. Yes. Now again, I am setting user fees as a zero. Okay, user fees as a zero because, okay, only the admin can add the user room, and only the admin can add the user fees details. So that's why by default I am, okay, by default, okay, I am making this u1 fees is a zero. Okay, right now we have a one perfect, okay, user. Okay, we want to save this particular user into the database, right? We need to save the user into the database. Okay, if we want to save the user into the database, then we need a DAO structure. Okay, we cannot do anything here because this is a service layer. Okay, so we need a DAO structure, right? So let's create a DAO element now. So we have hostel management, okay, hostel management interface, okay, hostel management system DAO. Okay, so here these interface can accept a values like this: public, uh, public int registration, okay, where we can expect one user variable, right? User u1. Okay, we want to save this user variable, so that's why we are expecting registration, I mean user variable for the registration, and we need to create some login also. Okay, so if login is successful, I want to return one user. Okay, so that's why I'm returning user. Okay, and user login, this particular login method can expect username and password from the service. Okay, these are the abstract methods of DAO structure. Okay, guys, are you clear why we are creating this? Any confusion? So I'm creating a DAO interface. Okay, after creating the DAO interface, now I can implement these interface methods in the class. Okay, everything. Okay, to implement everything, we need a interface because we want to achieve 100% data abstraction in the project. Okay, are you clear? Hello, guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shivu, Rahul, Rupa, Ketan, are you
Yes,
clear
sir.
why am I creating?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Now we have to implement this particular class. Okay. So implements, okay, hostel ms DAO, a hostel management system DAO structure, and we have to import this from the, okay, hostel management DAO. Yes, we implemented this. Now we have to implement unimplemented methods. So add unimplemented methods, add it. Okay. Now we have a registration, and in this particular registration, we need to save the user in the database, right? So here, okay, we can we can write the things. Okay. So here we need a session object. I mean for sure. Okay, we need a session to interact with the database for sure, right? So where we are having the session, ma? Where we are having the session, we are having the session in this hibernate utility. Okay, this hibernate utility java file has session, right? Because you can see this particular I mean this particular class has a get session method. Okay, we need to call this particular method. Okay, so here, okay, so I want to create, okay, session object which is a auto closable session object. Okay, auto closable session object. Okay, if you want to create auto closable session object, you have to create the session object within the try catch block. Remember. Okay, so here within the try block we want to create a session object. Okay, session sus equal to hibernate utility. Okay, hibernate utility dot get session. Okay, this hibernate utility is the part of configuration package c. Okay, I am calling this particular class. Okay, the class name of this thing is hibernate utility. Okay, so in this class we have a get session method, so I am calling get session method. Get session method is calling get session factory. Okay, everything is interlinked, so that's why, okay, I'm using, okay, session object here, and we have to import session object from, okay, organization how hibernate, and we have a session object right now. Okay, right now we had a one session. Okay, now here, okay, we need to start the transaction. Okay, session dot begin transaction. After starting the transaction, I want to save the user. Okay, session dot save, okay, u1 which is received from the service layer. Now after saving the user into the database, now we have to commit the transaction. So get transaction dot commit. Commit, that's it. Okay, so with the four lines of code we're done with the I mean registration process. Okay, now we can come back to our login and register component, and we have to use this particular class. Okay, we have to call this particular class. Okay, so here I am creating a object for that class. Okay. Mm, okay, I want to create an object as a global because we need object in the part of login also, so that's why I'm creating a static object. Okay, so static hostel ms dow impl. Okay. Dow equal to new hostel ms dow imp. Okay, we are creating the objects. Okay, now we need to import this from the particular packages implementation, and we want to create. Okay, I mean we want to achieve the data abstraction for sure. That's why you have to call only, okay, this particular interface. Okay, we have to create the object of this interface with the type of this class. Okay, so here, okay, just mention, okay, hostel ms dow. Okay, we have to import this hostel ms dow from, okay, hostel management system. That's it. Okay, now let's call those methods. Let's call the register method. Okay, something like dow dot, okay, registration, okay, u1. Okay, and this particular registration method, okay, this particular registration method will have to return integer for sure, right? So here, okay, so I can write one integer status equal to, okay, so we have to convert the object as a status. Okay, now I want to return the status. Return st. If the st variable is 1, if the value is 1, that means one row is inserted successfully into the database, right? So that's why, okay, so I'll make some changes here. Okay, int status equal to dow registration. If status equal to 1, then login is I mean registration is successful. So log dot info registration success. Okay, else we need to, okay, throw one exception. Okay, we need to raise one issue. Okay, but as of now we are not creating any global exception, so that's why I'm writing one basic error. Okay, info something went wrong. Something went wrong. This is the registration component. Okay, now let's implement the registration component, guys. Let's execute this method. You can see now. Okay, see hostel management system. Okay, now you can press 1. Welcome to registration. Enter your username. So the username is Bhaskara, and create password. Okay, I want to create some password. Okay, Bachi007. Okay, enter phone number. We have to enter one phone number, 905906572 Okay, enter address. Okay, the address is something like Vizag. Okay, login provider done. Okay, see something is happening. Hmm, let's see what will happen. Yes, registration is success. We got the we completed the registration. Now you can go back to the database. Okay, show tables. Okay, we have room and user. Okay, let's see what are the things happened in the room or a user. Select star from, okay, user. Now you can see. Okay, right now we don't have any room now, so because we didn't create any room at, okay, so that's why room ID, basically the room ID is null, and user role is student, phone number, password, name, user fees is basically 0 because admin didn't add anything. Okay, and user address and user ID. Okay, so we are done with the registration. If you want to see what are the things inside of, room, select star from room. Okay, and yes, I forgot to mention E. Okay, now you can run this line. Okay, we have a room ID, room name, and room type because we don't have anything, so that's why it is empty. Okay, now we have only one user in the database. Okay, because we log in as a one user. Okay, so this is the registration process. Okay, actually we did the registration process earlier also, but this time it is a too difficult to understand because we have lots of packages, we have lots of interfaces, classes, and everything. No? So it is a bit difficult to understand, but please make sure you are understanding everything. Okay, so I'll revise the entire thing what I did. Okay, see guys. So the first thing, the main starting point of the project is this one app file. Okay, so we have a app where where I am reading the okay selection of operation from the user, which is a registration and which is a login. Okay, so we implemented this registration method and login method in the service layer because we want to service, right? So here in the login and register implementation, we have registration method and login method. So where we are reading all the values for registration and all the values for login. Okay, so if we want to save, okay, if we want to communicate with the database, definitely we need a DAO structure, right? So here in the DAO structure, okay, so here in the DAO structure, okay, we have hostel management DAO. Okay, this hostel management DAO is an interface which is having the registration method and login method. Okay, so here we implemented the okay hostel management implementation. Okay, hostel management DAO implementation where we are having the registration method and the login method. So in the registration part, we created a one auto closable session object. Okay, to interact with the database after after saving the details and I'm counting the transaction. That's it. Okay, we are done. Okay, so you need to work with app file, you need to work with service layer, and you need to work with DAO layer. Okay, DAO layer has one interface and DAO layer has one class, and the service layer has one interface and service layer has one class. Okay, why we are using interfaces in the project? To implement data abstraction. That's it. There is nothing. Okay, there is nothing other than that. Okay. See, this is the interface. Login and register interface has only the abstract methods, right? And we have an implementation service, okay, where we are implementing the those abstract methods. Okay, guys, is this okay? Login and registration in the project. Is it too difficult to understand? Guys, why so silent? Okay. What about others? Divya, Priya, Ketan, is it okay? Neetu, Priyanshu, Rahul.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prashant, any doubts?
No,
Okay,
sir.
okay, very good. That's nice. Now, okay, now, okay, let's take a break because we done with so many things. Okay, after coming from the break, we can implement one global exception. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is the registration file, na? Okay. Now we want to create some exceptions. Okay. So we are already had a exception package. Okay. We have to create the exception in a separate package. Okay. Um, Yes, this is the exception package, and we have a global exception here. Now we have to create a global exception. Okay, so here, okay, global exception obviously which extends the exception. Okay, so here we have to constructor with variables. Click global exception. So which is basically a constructor, no string message. Okay, so we have to pass this particular message to the super class. Okay, we have to pass this particular okay message to the super thing. So super is a one keyword which is used to invoke the super constructor. That means a parent constructor. Okay, so here we have to pass the message reference. Okay, variable reference to the super. Okay, this particular super invokes the one constructor of exception. Okay, here we have so many exceptions. Okay, so this has some except, this has a something. Okay, see, public exception string message, okay, super message, okay. So that means if we call one particular, okay, this exception in one particular file, no, so it will print, it has to print the one I mean it has to print one message, okay. So that's why we wrote a super dot message, okay. So yes, we have a global exception, okay. So we need to implement this global exception in somewhere, okay. That somewhere is, okay. So here we are saving the user details, na, we are saving the user details, okay. So when we are saving the user details, okay, so we want to check something, we want to check something like, uh, type of the data which we are receiving, okay. So we want to check the, I mean, the username must be 6 characters, so I want to write some regular expressions. If, okay, everything is perfect, then only I want to push into the database, okay. If something is wrong, if, okay, if the user enters 6 characters in the password, then I have to raise one issue, okay. So the password must be more than 6 characters. Well, just that's kind of a messages I want to print, okay. So that's why, so here I want to, okay, I want to maintain this particular thing in a, okay, regular expressions. Did you, how many of you remember the regular expressions, guys? Did you remember the regular expression? I think we discussed the regular expressions in the strings.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So
Matches and your
do you know the methods? What are the different methods of regular expression? Pattern dot matches, pattern dot compile, okay. So we have those things, na. So, okay, before pushing the data to the registration method, we have to check, okay. So here I'm writing one if condition, okay. So if pattern dot matches, okay, here we have to write the regular expression, okay. The regular expression would be something like, um, I forgot, um, A to Z and a capital A to Z. That means, okay, username must have, okay, characters. If you mention any digit or any special character in the username, okay, so we want to, I mean, we don't want that data. Okay, username must has only the alpha keys, only alphabets only. Okay, no numbers are allowed, no spaces allowed, no, no number, I mean, no any special characters are allowed. Okay, so here we have to check for the uname. If the uname is satisfied with this condition, then we can move forward. Otherwise, okay, and here we want to match, I mean, we want to match something, na. So here, so pattern dot matches again. Okay, so I want to check for the password, okay. So here I can write something like, password. Password can contain A to Z and capital A to Z, and the at the rate symbol and hash symbol, okay, at the rate symbol and hash symbol. Other than these things, okay, would be treated as a error, okay. So here we have to pass the password. The password must be in this particular format, upwd, okay. And we have to define the length of the, okay, characters also, okay. The username must be more than 4 characters, okay. That's why I wrote 4 comma. And the password must be more than, okay, 6 characters, so 6 comma. There is no upper limit, okay, there is only lower limit, okay. If username and password, I mean, matches this particular thing, okay, I can move forward. If you want to check for the phone number also, you can check for the phone number, something like, and pattern dot matches, okay, matches, okay. So here we can write a regular expression for phone number. Phone number must be contains the numbers between 0 to 9, and which is almost 10, okay. So we need only 10 characters, only 10 numbers. And here we have to check for u phone. I think u phone is available. If everything is fine, then we want to continue. If not, we want to do something else, okay. So here we have to enter all this content within the if something is happen, no, else, okay, we have to raise some exception, Okay, if the content is not particular, matches the statement, I mean that matches the patterns, we want to raise one exception. Okay, so I am raising one exception, throws new global exception, global exception. Okay, where I can pass one message like a invalid data. Okay, we need to import this global exception from exception package, import from exception package, and we have to declare a one throw statement. We have to declare one throw statement here in the method. Okay, throws global exception. Okay, and but I mean this particular thing will return a error because okay, interface, we have an interface, right? So in the interface we didn't declare a throws declaration. So here in the interface also we have to declare the exception, throws global exception. Okay, and we need to import this global exception and save. Now you can save this file also. Save. And here in the app file, okay, because we are calling the register method from the app file, right? So this main method also, okay, needs declaration of global exception, and import global exception from model. That's it. Okay, now let's try with the registration process. Okay, run this code. One for registration. Okay, I'm entering only BACH. Okay, I'm entering only BACH. Okay, create password, Bhaskara 007. Okay, and the phone number something like 906905724. Enter address Tirupati big time. Okay, so something went wrong. Okay, we got something went wrong. Why we are getting something went wrong? Something went wrong. That means we got an issue here. We got an issue here, na? Why we are getting issue? Okay, let's go to the console again. Okay, it is unable to store the data, so that's why we are getting something went wrong. If status is not equal to 1, then it is going to print something went wrong, right? But it is printing it is a valid data, but it is printing something else. Okay, let's see what is happening. Let's check with the database. Hey, the data is inserted. The data is inserted, but still we are getting some wrong message. See, the data inserted successfully, but we got some wrong message. I think we have did some mistake when passing the data. Okay, let's print this one. Info. Okay, variable. Let's print st variable, no? Or else here we can print st variable. Let's see what we are getting. Okay, the data inserts successfully, but we are getting some wrong message. Okay, we are getting something went wrong instead of registration success. Okay, let's register again. One. Okay, so this time something like on beep. 007. Phone number. Sorry. 9876543210. Yes, right. Okay, so we got three. Okay, that means we are getting, okay, the number of the number of rows in the table. So actually we are making mistake here. Okay, so I don't want to return st now. I just want to return one. just want to return 1. That's it. Now we will get a perfect output, sir. Okay. Mm, and here we want to implement another thing also, that is, so if one particular user is come to us, okay, so we want to check whether the username is unique or not, right? Because we want to log in, so that's why we need a unique usernames only, right? So we need to check whether the particular content is unique in the database or not. So how to check for that? So how to check whether the username is, unique or not?
Sir, that means the same user can't enter in our hostel.
Yeah.
So, sir, we need this type of restriction.
Yeah, we needed this type of restriction for sure, na? So how to implement that restriction?
Okay.
I think we know that, right? Priyanshu, you forgot.
Yes, sir, yes.
I think in the JDBC we did that, na? So Nishant asked this doubt in the class. I remember that class. Nishant asked us, "Sir, I want to create, unique username. So how to create that?" So we need to control the data, right? So the username must be unique. So how to check whether the username is must be unique or not? So here, okay, this particular method is expecting one user, right? So here we can write something, string username equal to u1 dot get username. Okay, u1 dot get username, it has a one username for sure. Okay, so we can check, okay, this username in the database, by creating some query. Okay, query uu equal to, okay, query uu equal to, or we can directly implement this, user u2 equal to, okay, session dot create query. Okay, so from user, select from user where, okay, username equal to something username. Okay, I think yes, n should be capital. Yes, now in the place of colon username we have to set the parameter, set parameter. Okay, so in the place of username, in the place of username we want username, and we want to get unique result, unique result. Okay, we are fetching the data by using the username of the user. Okay, if we got the data, if we got the data, that means username is already existed. Okay, so this particular query will return as a object. We have to create the object as a user. Okay, so we are typecasting user. Okay, so here we can write something, if u2, okay, if u2 equal to null, if u2 equal to null, we want to perform this action. Okay, we want to perform this action. Okay, otherwise, otherwise we can print some issue. Okay, else we can return, or we can raise a global exception here. Throw new global exception, okay, which is user already existed in the database. Okay, we need to, we need to read the exception from somewhere, and this registration also need an exception. Okay, I think these things not need an exception because we are returning the exception. Okay. Okay, now let's try to compile this code. We are adding so much stuff to the registration process. Now enter one. Okay, so I'm giving Bhaskara. Okay, I think Bhaskara is already existed. Okay, Bhaskara is already existed in the database, but I'm giving. Okay. Mm, yes, salute. Okay, we have to get an exception for sure. Okay, we are getting something went wrong. Okay, actually This is not the one. Where is this? Yes. Okay. U2 equal to null. Now it makes sense. Something went wrong. Okay. Oh, this zero is. If we get any exception, okay, it will return a zero. Run this code. Press 1. Registration. Bhaskara. Password is something. Okay. Phone number is. No, we are getting the same value. Why we are getting something went wrong? Something went wrong really. I think this session object is returning some issues for us. No? Okay. Just remove this catch except because it is okay. Add throws declaration to the registration method and add throws declaration at interface also. Interface also. Now it will work for sure. Has to return an exception. Yes. Okay, we got an exception which is user already existed. Okay. Yes, we got it. Now we can enter some original details. Okay. Enter some original details like jock. Okay. Jock 123. Phone number is something like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Okay, she is from USA. Okay, we got registration success. Okay, so the jock is stored in the database. Okay, see, we are having all the students. We are not having any admin till now. Okay, so this is the registration process. Okay, we fixed everything for the registration. Now it is the time to implement login method. Okay, it is a time to implement login method. Before that, I want to understand how you are feeling. Is everything okay? Any confusion? Anything?
Sir, could you explain the exception again?
Okay. Exception. Okay. Any other thing? Guys, is everything okay till
Yes,
now?
sir. How we correct the error which we got right now?
Okay. So actually, yeah, I'll explain. Okay. Two issues. Okay. How we are raising an exception. Okay. See, let's understand the theory behind. Okay. So I created a one global exception. Okay. So we can use this global exception anywhere in the project. Okay. So for example, if anything is divided by zero, okay, we got arithmetic exception. No? Okay, if we divide anything by zero, we got a one exception called arithmetic exception. Okay, so if you declare an array with a five size, okay, but if you are accessing sixth element, then we will get an exception like okay, array index out of bound exception. Exception. Okay, so if the user is already existed, we want to create some user defined exception. We want to create some user defined exception. Okay, so in a project we can expect any type of exceptions, right? So here, as per the project rules, we cannot have many exceptions. Okay, we cannot have many exceptions. Okay, so that's why, okay, in the place of all these exceptions, okay, in the place of all these exceptions, we are using only one global exception which is created by us. Okay, which is created by the user or a developer. Okay, so if you can divide zero, I mean, if you can divide a number with zero, you can raise a global exception. Okay, if the user age is not eligible to vote, then again we can, I mean, then again we can raise a global exception. Okay, so every time when we are expecting a one exception, no, so we don't want to use one system defined exceptions like, arithmetic exception, class not found exception, null pointer exception, index out of bound exception, stack overflow exception. We have so many exceptions. Okay, so in the place of all those exceptions, I want to use only one exception, that is a global. Okay, that is a global exception. Okay, you can name this exception as a Bhaskara exception also. Okay, so I'm using, I mean, we are using a global exception. We are using one exception everywhere in the project. That's why we named this as a global exception. Okay, you can name this as a Rupa exception. Okay, it works. Okay, so that's a user defined exception. That's it. In the name of arithmetic exception, we are creating a global exception with the name of global. That's it. Okay, so we created a one exception here. This is the exception. Okay, if you want to create a user defined exception, you have to read this I mean, you have to implement this exception for sure. So exception is the parent class of our global exception. Okay, so we are getting a lot of exceptions, when, okay, so if the user is, okay, if user not registered in the data, okay, not registered in the data, then we have to raise an exception with something went wrong message. Something went wrong. Okay, if user is already existed, okay, or username is already existed in the database in DB, then we have to, I mean, we have to mention an error as username is already existed. So we have to print something like this. Okay, so that's why, okay, we are in the place of these two things. Okay, in the place of these two things, okay, we are creating one global exception. Okay, we are creating one global exception. So if username is already existed in the database, then I am throwing global exception. So new global exception with the name of something. Okay, existed. Okay, so here we can raise any type of user defined exception with the global exception. Okay, you can use it anywhere in the project. So here, okay, I'm expecting some issues. Okay, if where it is. Okay, see, okay, if the user is not registered in the database, so I want to raise one exception. So that is a user already existed, because, okay, username is found in the data na. So that's why we are raising one exception here. Okay, see, if u2 equal to null, that means, if u2 equal to null, that means username is not found in the database. That's why null data is assigned to that, right? So if username is not found, that means username is unique. Okay, if username is unique, I want to save the data, so I am saving the data. If username is not unique, that means if we have anything in the u2, okay, if u2 is a not a null, if u2 object is a not a null, then that means okay, we have to raise an exception, okay, for already existed, because user is already existed, username is already existed in the database. So that's why we are raising one exception. Okay, so this is, you can, I mean, in this type of situations you can use the, okay, global exceptions. Okay, since we are raising one exception in the registration method, we are raising an exception in the registration method, so the registration method needs a one declaration. Okay, so we have to inform the method, right? Okay, so in your method maybe there is a chance to get an exception, so that's why please declare an exception, okay, in your method body. Okay, so that's why we are declaring one exception here. registration method maybe will get an exception. So that's why we are okay raising an exception at the registration method. But okay, so these methods, okay, this registration method is implemented by somewhere, right? So this registration method is implemented by somewhere. So here in the hostel msdo we have a registration abstract method. We have a registration abstract method. See, okay, so this part I mean, so here also, okay, this abstract method also we have to declare the exception because we are doing all the same things now. Okay, we are doing the same method body and same method declaration as similar to the interface. Okay, so interface method, this abstract method also needs a exception declaration. So that's why we declared okay at method body as well as the abstract method in the interface. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the coming to the second doubt asked by the Priyanshu. Okay, I mean we solved one issue, right? So we are getting something went wrong, na? So whenever we are using, okay, whenever we are using some, I mean an exception. Okay, I used a one catch statement, na? So actually I already told to you this try block is a auto closable. Okay, so I already mentioned this. Okay, this block is a auto closable. Okay, so it is a auto closable. We don't need any catch statement. Okay, but if you mention the catch statement in the auto closable try block, okay, so the catch statement is going to execute for sure. Okay, so without, I mean, so we are using auto closable, but I am using the catch statement. Okay, so that's why it is executing by default. So it is executing by default. In the catch statement only I returned 0. Okay, here you can see I returned 0 in the catch statement. See, I returned 0 in the catch statement. So this is the issue. We cannot write the catch statement and I am returning 0 to the catch statement if the value is not equal to 1. Okay, if the value is not equal to 1, we have to raise some issue, na? See, if the value is not a 1, okay, something went wrong has to print. So we are returning 0. So that's why something went wrong is printing. Okay, so that is the issue that we are facing. Okay, and we no need of this log info. Okay, so that's why I removed this catch declaration. And okay, this is expecting one method declaration also. So that's why we added one global exception at the method declaration. Okay, this is how I solved it. Okay, I just
So you
realized.
only comment those lines auto closable session object. So it is used.
Hmm. See, this is a comment to understand, right? It's just for our understanding. You can remove it. You can remove it.
So
But
where we
here,
actually implement.
this is. So when you are learning try catch block, do you write anything in the try catch block? We just learned something like this now. When we are learning exception handling in the try catch block, so we wrote one try block, and here we wrote on catch statement. Okay, here we wrote some code which will raise an exception. Okay, something like 5 divided by 0. Okay, this exception, I mean this catch statement can catch the exception, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, but we didn't write anything in the try block, but we are writing something in the try block. See,
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir.
so that's why it is auto close. Okay, boys, is there any doubt? Anything else? Is everything okay? Registration process. See, for just one registration, we are doing so much stuff. This is why we have to work with the projects. Okay, project has a different scenarios. Okay, shall we implement login method, guys? Shall we? Or you can tell me if you need to. I mean, if you want me to explain anything, okay, I'll explain something. Okay, okay, Nishant, you are explaining. Yes, that means I can go move forward. Okay. Guys, Priya, Gunjan, Rupa, Hemant, Ketan, Prashant, Astosh, any doubts? Anybody having any doubts? Chika, Divya, no one. Hey, what happened? You're having no doubts or everything is a doubt? Tell me. No doubts. Okay. Okay, that's nice to see. Hmm. Okay, guys, if you are having any doubts, no, please raise your voice. Okay, without asking me the permission, you can raise your voice. Okay, but you have to learn at the end of the day. You have to create the project by the end of the day. Remember, okay, you can do anything. Okay, you can ask me, you can question me, you can do anything. But at the end of the day, you have to learn. Okay, okay. Chalo, let's implement the login method. Okay, so let's close everything. We are having mess, right? So let's close everything. Okay, so we are having only app main file. Okay, we are having only app main file. Okay, and we want to implement a login. Okay, we want to implement a login. Okay, this login is the part of login service, login register service, right? So this is the service login register implement service. Okay, so this is the method. Registration method. Okay, so actually here we are doing okay regular expression to check data. Okay, data correctness or something. Data correctness section. Okay, saving the details. You have here also I want to raise one exception. Okay, so I can write some global exception here. Something went wrong or okay. Now we can implement login method. Okay. So whenever user enter two in the app file, that means user wants to log in, right? So here we can ask him, okay, to enter the username and password. Okay, username. Okay, so we have a global scanner, right? So string username equal to global scanner bs dot next, and we have to mention login dot info again. Okay, to enter password. Enter password. Okay, string password equal to bs dot next again. Okay, now we have to call the methods. Okay, so we have to call the DAO method, DAO dot okay login. So where we have to pass the okay username and password to the login method. Now we need a DAO method, right? We need to implement this DAO for sure. Okay, let's implement the DAO. Okay, let's come to the DAO. Where is the DAO? DAO implementation. This is the DAO implementation. In the hostel management, we have implemented this DAO implementation. Okay, now here we have to create the login. Okay, see, okay, we are having the username and password and everything. Let's create a try block. Okay, which is used to okay create a auto closable session object. Session equal to hibernate. Same thing. Hibernate utility dot okay get session. When we are having a session, Now we can do something. Okay, so here I'm starting the transaction. Okay, begin transaction. Okay, actually, okay, we are implementing the login method. No, so before matching the password, we need to fetch the user details, right? Based on the username. Okay, we need to fetch the user details. So here I already had a one query. Here we already had a query, so I'm using the same query. Okay, from user, where username equal to, okay, the given username, and set parameter and get unique result. Okay, we will get some result in the place of u2. Okay, here we have to match the password. If u2 equal to, I mean u2 dot get password, get user password, okay, equals our entered password, our given password by the user. If both are equal, then we can print, I mean, then we can print something like, success or something. Okay, here I can return something, return u2. Okay, else, okay, if the password is not matched, okay, if the password is not matched, okay, so I can say something like, I can declare one exception, throw new global exception. Okay, password is wrong, or wrong username or password, username or password. I want to raise an exception. Okay, so obviously this exception need a declaration, and this particular, we have to declare this particular exception in the interface also. Okay, in the interface also we have to declare the exception, and that this method also will needs a declaration. Source global exception. Everything we need to set. Okay. If the user details not found, if u2 equal to not null, okay, we have to do this task. Okay, if u2 is a null, that means user is not found. No, so there also we have to raise one exception. There also we have to raise one exception called user not found. We can say, we can message that, we can print the same thing, wrong username or password. Okay, so this, I mean, this login method is returning one u2. Okay, this login method is returning one u2 for us. Okay, one u2 for us. So here we can expect one user. Okay, user u1 equal to dot login. Okay, so this particular thing will expect one user object. Okay, so here we can print some message like, if u1 not equal to, or we can print some message directly, why not equal or something. Okay, definitely we will get a data, otherwise we will get an exception, right? So here I can write something like, login.info. Okay, something like login success. Okay, something like login success. Okay, or here I can print username also, hello Bhaskar. Okay, something like this, u1 dot get username. Now run this code. To enter username Bhaskara, and I forgot the password, 007. Then enter. Okay. Hello Bhaskara, login is success. That means we got the login. Okay, if, okay, I try to enter the wrong data. Okay, two, okay, something like, Ashok, enter password 98765 something. Okay, yes, we got an exception as wrong username or password. Okay, everything is perfect. And give me one moment. Hello, class. So where are we? What we are discussing? I forgot. Okay, we are getting wrong username or password, right? Yes, I think it's okay. So the login is successful and registration is also successful. Okay, guys, are you clear about the registration and login? See, okay, we created the registration and login in the previous projects also. In the HRMS also, we created the registration and login, and JDBC, in the JDBC programs also, we created registration and login. But this time, it is a different one because we have a interfaces, we are importing the methods of a interface, and we are creating something mess. Okay, so that's why you need to take care about everything. Okay, guys, are you clear? Shall I
Yes,
go
sir.
to the new concept or
Yes,
something else?
sir.
Okay, if you are clear, I can move to the new concept. Or if you are feeling like heavy, I will stop here. Okay, so from tomorrow we can add user dashboard and admin dashboard. So that's why I told you, na. So the project takes 5 days. One for creating the files, one for registration and login, one for user dashboard, one for registration. I mean admin dashboard, one for something like testing. So we are done with login and registration. If you are willing, I can move forward with the user dashboard. Or if you are feeling like heavy, I can wind up. Your wish. You can decide.
Yes,
Heavy.
sir. We will do it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. So we can discuss these things tomorrow. I will push the code. Okay. Give me a moment. I will push the code and send it to you. What is the project? Okay, delete this demo log because we are maintaining the content in hostel management log. Okay, this is our logger. You can see the logger one. Okay, screen is not shared. Okay, I shared my screen. Where did I use in the files? Demo log. No, this action can't give number because the file is opening JDK platform binary. Okay, okay, let's leave. CMD git add git commit JD. Okay. Now git push minus f origin master. Okay, everything is done. Let's go to GitHub. Where is our repository? Okay. Actually, you can see my files in the master. Okay. Yo. Do you know how to delete the branch? I want to delete the main branch. Default branch is master. Okay. Okay. Now this is the default branch. Hey, I added readme, no? Hmm. I forgot to. Okay. Let's duplicate this tab. Or we can write a one abstract, okay? So hostel management system is designed with API Hibernate and JUnit test and completed the testing and performed testing, performed unit testing with JUnit 5. Okay. JUnit 5. Okay. So HMS has two types of users. One is end user, second admin. Okay. So hash end user modules. Okay. So he can register into our data, I mean our system, and he can log in. Okay. And he can view room details. Okay. And he can view his amount, due amount. He can view his due amount. And five, he can change his password. Okay. And he can update his mobile number. Okay. And view profile, and he can view his profile. Okay, these are the okay modules of end user, and we have another user which is a admin modules. Okay, admin can log in. Okay, and admin can create new rooms. Admin can create new rooms, and admin can allot new room, new room, and he can update the fees details, update fee details. Okay, and he can view registered users, view users, and he can manage the user. I mean, he can delete users. Sorry, user 7. The 6th is he can view rooms, view rooms. He can view the rooms. Okay, these are the admin modules. Okay, and commit this one. Okay, actually, so you need a README file, guys. Okay, README file add lot of weightage to your project. Okay, so this is our README. Okay, okay. So I forgot to give spaces. Okay, I forgot to mention the spaces here. Okay, so I mean type two hashes and give a space. Okay, space must be I mean important. Space is important. Now you can see. Okay, so this is the readme file. Okay, so which make more sense now. Hostel management system is designed with JPA Hibernate, okay, and performed unit testing with JUnit 5. HMS has two users, okay, one is end user, one is admin, and the end user modules and admin modules. Okay, that's one is nice, no? Okay, now you can send these project. Okay? This will be your project. Okay, so your project is going to be like this. Okay, so it's very important to maintain the structure like this. Okay, so let's send you the code. Okay, WhatsApp has new interface, no? Okay, that is this one. Okay, okay, guys. Now you can you can view the code in the repository. If you are having any doubts, please refer the repository. Okay, you can refer the repository, and I will send you the lastly, I mean, this text also. I think we don't have much content in it, but I'll send this. Who is this Bachchan? I don't know. Okay, we are slot one, not slot two. Okay. Okay, guys, any issues? Okay, if you are having any issues, please refer my repository. Okay, and if you are facing anything difficult, okay, please let me know. Okay? I think that's enough for the day. Okay, so don't leave the session before 2 o'clock. Please be there in the session. Okay, you know how important the attendance is. Yes, Priyanshu.
Sir, I want to know something. Sir,
Hmm.
next batch, who's the ma'am? What is the ma'am name? मतलब, they when they go to represent their project with the front of Capgemini.
For the next batch means I mean which batch? I don't know. We have so many batches, Priyanshu. You can see the number of batches we have. So this is the rack details where we are having all the batches. Okay, see, we have so many batches in the teacher. All these are the Java batches only. So I wanted to know which batch.
Sir, before batches.
Before batches, I think we are the only one who is having Hibernate right now. Mm, I don't know about others, man. I mean, but Mamta batch is dealing with Angular. October 15th is the closing date of Mamta's batch. So, I mean, so we are taking the classes from July, no? Mamta is taking classes from May, I think. She completed the entire course. Right now, they are dealing with the Spring 2 project, which is with Angular and Spring.
Okay,
Right
okay,
now,
sir.
we are the only one who is going to check, I mean, who is going to face Capgemini in this particular 15 days or 10 days. Most of the people is having, somewhat around JDBC, JNet. So I'm passing the content. So there are new faculty. Okay. So I have 7 members. Okay. I have a 7 trainers with me. I mean, actually, in the deep tech, what happening is, so we have a 4 main trainers in the in the deep tech program. Every deep tech, I mean, 4 main trainers. Every trainer has 6 or 5 junior trainers. Okay, so I have a 6 or 7 junior trainers with me. So those people, okay, those people is dealing with collections. Some people are dealing with collections. Some people are still there in the core Java part. But my view, I think so. We are leading with the Hibernate only. We are the only people. And the Pallavi batch, you know. So Pallavi has also a batch. I think Pallavi batch, maybe we have a Pallavi batch, but Pallavi is not the one because she don't know about the Hibernate. So that's why the classes is moved to someone else. Okay. So I don't know about that particular batch. We are only 4 main trainers, you know. Those people are only those batches only. Those four, I mean, 4 people batches only is moving with Cap Germany. Other batches are actually not. Okay, we'll see. Don't worry. So we have a schedule at October 11th, no? October 11th or 12th, I forgot. October 11th is on. Okay, October 11th is Tuesday, na? Uh, October 11th is Tuesday. Okay. By the 30 we have to complete the project after coming from the Dasara vacation. I think on 6th, okay, on 6th of October we can prepare a PPT presentation. Okay, and 7th, 8th and 10th. Okay, 7, 8 and 10. Okay, so 8 is actually Saturday, but if you are guys, if you guys need any motivation, if you need anything, okay, we can discuss the things on Saturday as well. No issue, because we have to face the Capgemini. Okay, I have to sacrifice my Saturday, but it's okay. And we have a 7 and 10. We can practice the demo presentations on 7, 8 and 10 of October. Okay, right now we have a target to complete our project by 30th of September. Shall we complete? If you are gonna, if you want to complete, na, you have to complete the day by day project. Okay, by today, by the end of the day, you have to complete login and registration for sure.
Yes, sir. Completed.
Okay, everybody, please complete login and registration by the today and send me the ID. I mean, send me the GitHub links. Okay, so I'm expecting at least from the 15 to 17 people. Okay, hello. Okay, guys, let's wind up the session. Meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow we can design the user dashboard. Okay, chalo.
Sir, my attendance. I'm late joining.
I added.
Okay, sir.
See, I added Suraj. Okay, bye, guys. If you are having any issues, please let me know.